Hi
Hi.
there.
Okay.
So first of all, what do you want me to call you?
You just call me Left.
I'm not gonna call you Left. Pick another name.
What about Lefty?
No,
Why not?
because you're not.
I am too, bro.
Well, pick
Do you
another
think
name.
anarchy? What
Okay, I'm
what
gonna
is-
call you James.
What is
I'm just gonna call you James going
James-
forward.
James
Okay, so
fine.
James,
I'll go
on what do you want to argue about?
I don't know. You wanted to talk to me in Discord. I thought maybe you had something in mind.
What's your
What's your
opinion on the Supreme Court's very likely decision to overturn Roe v. Wade? What's your opinion on that, James? If that is your real name.
My opinion on that. That's my real name. It's not, but I think it's unfortunate, but it's kind of defining in the sense that you know where the Republicans stands. The Republicans stand, right. This is what they believe. You know, we've known that this was likely the case when Republicans got a supermajority in the Supreme Court. So I don't see there's really anything we can do other than add seats to the Supreme Court. Protesting, bitching about it really isn't going to accomplish anything. The only thing that would really change anything.
Why do you think it doesn't accomplish
is
anything?
because it doesn't. I mean, just look at for example, look at Sandy Hook, right? Like when all those toddlers,
okay, here's
all
a little,
those toddlers, all those
Hey,
toddlers
wait,
were
wait,
killed.
wait, wait, wait,
All those
you.
toddlers
Okay,
were
okay,
killed.
okay, okay. Let Ellie speak.
And
Let-
yet, can I
okay.
finish my thought? Can I finish my thought?
Finish your thought.
So, like I said, I mean, Sandy Hook was not too long ago, right? And as a lefty, you know, we believe in gun control, right? And so, as dozens of children, you know, babies, toddlers were killed, gunned down, right? Did the country do any fucking thing about it? Nothing was done. Absolutely. There was protests, but nothing's gonna fucking happen. You know, the Second Amendment is constitutionally inscribed. You know, and nothing can happen. So,
Are you gonna finish your thought?
This ruling happened. It rolls over to this ruling. This ruling happened. It's done. Protests aren't going to change a thing. The only thing that's going to change, the only thing that would change something is if we add seats to the Supreme Court so that they can, you know, pass a law, obviously, or if not, just add seats to the Supreme Court.
Okay, so you're for packing the Supreme Court. Are we done with your thought? Are we done?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Yes, I agree with you. We should pack the Supreme Court. That's kind of a universal thing among the actual left. But in terms of does protesting matter, James, if we go back historically, there's like this little thing in American history. It's known as the Civil Rights Movement. The reason the Civil Rights Movement happened was people marching in the streets and, yes, burning down cities, making it such a threat.
Let Ellie talk.
People were marching in the street, rioting. People were literally burning down cities, putting politicians' lives under threat to demand civil rights. And do I think the Civil Rights Movement was perfect? No. But it got certain goods that needed to be got at that time.
But would you agree with me? A lot of the protests were peaceful.
No, I would not.
You would not agree with me that
if you actually go read history, not your middle school history books, but actual history.
Okay.
You said specifically the voting rights era, did you not? Martin Luther King
Ellie
was at
said
the forefront. Was he not at the forefront of the civil rights movement? Was he not?
Martin Luther King was not the civil rights movement.
You asked a question, let Ellie answer.
Here's the thing. The reason you remember Martin Luther King over all the other civil rights movement leaders is because he was the one liberals were willing to side with. All the other ones were the ones who were violent pushing for it.
And Martin Luther King was the most effective. Don't forget that.
That's not truly correct. You're forgetting a couple other Malcolm X was a huge part of that movement.
I know Malcolm X. Yeah, but did he have meetings with the president to get voting rights
Why do you
passed?
think
No,
the
he didn't.
president? Why
It was
did you
Martin
think the
Luther King.
president? Why
Martin
did
Luther
you think
King did.
Lyndon B. Johnson? Shut up for a moment. Why do you think Lyndon B. Johnson
Listen.
wanted to have meetings with Martin Luther King rather than Malcolm X?
Because of his peaceful protest, and because
Yeah,
I think
isn't that
I think
interesting?
LBJ also believed, and because LBJ, I think partially believed in the cause. I don't. When you cut me off mid sentence, I try to, I don't appreciate it, so I speak up.
Nah,
for
I don't
myself. Go
appreciate
ahead.
it either.
I'm cool.
Okay, Ellie.
All right.
Ellie.
We'll both try not to do that. All right, go ahead.
So,
So, I think initially with Tina, right? I get it. It's frustrating. The SCOTUS ruling. I'm more, I'm frustrated with it as well. I don't think, the Supreme Court should flex such, so much power. And I think women obviously should have the choice what to do with their bodies, right? And then there's the, defining at what point is, an abortion, aborting a baby. That's for the doctors to decide, but ultimately women should have the autonomy, right, of their body. We could be in agreement of that. I think our disagreements from the left are just what are viable solutions to remedy what has happened, right? And I don't believe that protesting at a judge's house is going to necessarily accomplish anything. I do believe packing the Supreme Court would have been a solution. I do believe if we had a president who had more balls than Biden did, that would be willing to pack the Supreme Court would change the situation, because even the threat of adding seats to the Supreme Court could persuade the Supreme Court to be more moderate. But we have such a partisan Supreme Court, this was bound to happen, and just by the electoral system, right? The more Republicans, the system is rigged for Republicans, right? It's rigged for rural America, and so in order, as difficult as it is to overcome such an obstacle, we shouldn't be defeatist in the sense that just accept things as the electoral system as they are, but we should actively mobilize to do our best to combat it. To
okay.
So mobilize.
Okay, you should.
On.
Yeah.
Can I get in on this?
Yeah, I was about to push you in, Ellie.
Okay, so I'm gonna bracket the packing the Supreme Court thing for a moment, because I think all of us agree. Yes, pack the Supreme Court.
Yes.
That's a wonderful long-term goal. Right now, year of our Lord, moment that we're living in, these are the avenues, these are the levers of power that we have. I don't, you're talking about let's mobilize to pack the Supreme Court at some point in the future while a thing is happening right now. And partially, I actually don't think you understand what Roe v. Wade actually is. This is a really common thing among Americans, and actually a really common thing among non-Americans. They look at Roe v. Wade as just the right to abortion. It is not just the right to abortion. It is the right to medical privacy between you and a medical provider, federally.
Mm-hmm.
And
right.
The moment, no, hold on, James, because you got to speak for an extended moment. I'm going to speak for an extended moment. There are trigger laws on the books. Do you understand the concept of a trigger law?
Trigger law. I think I heard.
Okay. So you don't.
That
laws that are unconstitutional, that cannot be enforced, and are basically waiting for a judgment by the Supreme Court to enforce them. So right now, last I checked, I think it was 33 states have various regulations on abortion, from everything to criminalizing medical providers to women who get them. The moment Roe v. Wade is overturned, those go into effect. Literally, the night that decision is declared. And it's now getting to the point where, first of all, in Oklahoma, even under Roe v. Wade, you have women going to prison for having miscarriages. In Louisiana, they're talking about making it illegal to get IUDs. And in Mississippi, they're talking about making it illegal for women to go out of state for abortions if Roe v. Wade is
Okay,
overturned.
yeah. So does James want to have a response to this at all?
Yeah, that's heinous, right? All that's going on, and what do all these states have in common? Is that they're Republican controlled, right? And so my point being is, if we're upset with all this that is going on, all this invasive invasion of privacy of women, the lack of allowing women their autonomy, is, we know what parties are doing these things to women, right? It's common sense. Like you just listed three states that are controlled by the Republican Party. Common sense will tell you maybe we shouldn't have Republicans in control of these states, right?
But
because
what didn't
are
you?
they gonna?
I don't appreciate you yelling over me. I'm gonna be honest. I don't appreciate you yelling over me.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna be honest. We have already talked about right-wing Democrats such as Kirsten Sinema. So it doesn't seem America does not have even a centrist party. America is only filled with right-wing candidates, right-wing parties that sometimes pretty themselves up as, socially left. They'll be, what was the thing that they did, Ellie? They wore that garb. The Democrats wore that garb on the floor and knelt.
Oh God, I forget the name.
Anyway.
Oh, the African garb.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm putting this link in Tina's chat. This is a list of all the trigger laws in various states. It's 26.
And it's unfortunate, right?
But what I was saying is, it doesn't matter because at the very core of America is right wing. So you're going to have to get, and on top of that, voting takes a lot longer. So, advocating for voting, it's something you can do. I'm not denying that. But it's not one of the core structures to bring justice to people. There's other things you can do. It takes 6 months to get, people to even consider to vote for that one person. And then there's vote,
The system is rigged, right?
I think there's actually an argumentative slide that's being that's occurring here that James is doing, which is, these are just Republican states, and the Republican states are bad because they're Republican, and fuck Republicans, they suck. But the actual central level lever of power at the moment is at the federal level. And it supersedes all of these states' things that they can do. And so where's the central lever of power? Pressure on the Supreme Court. So when you want to talk about mobilizing and getting out there and pressuring people, pressure the Supreme Court, because that's where the
I
center
agree.
lever
It's
of
exactly
power
goes
is.
back to protesting. You treat these people how they legalize that you be treated. You give them you put them in your court. Anyway, continue, James.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure where to continue. But no, I'm in agreement with a lot. I mean, I'm not saying that protest doesn't make people, feel like they're doing something, right? But it makes you feel good, because you get to voice your opinion, you get to have your opinion heard. But ultimately, what's the results happen when you have representatives that agree with you ideologically on what you value, and then they can, in turn, put that, codify that in law, or make it happen, or add seats to the Supreme Court. I mean, there's many because ultimately, right, we live in a government that was founded on oligarchical white supremacy, right? It's fundamentally enshrined in our Constitution, right?
Quite literally.
African Americans were considered property, right? Indigenous people were considered vermin to be exterminated, right? This was all fundamentally at the core of what the founding fathers believed. And so they built a system to maintain power, right, to a small minority, right? And so that's a system that we got to consciously be aware of that's what we're pushing up against. And so we need people within our legislative system that want to make it more inclusive and more democratic, right? I feel that I get frustrated that some people take a defeatist position in the sense that, oh, nothing matters, nothing. I mean, all we can do is protest. And
No
it
one
doesn't
said
really,
that,
it
by the
doesn't-
way.
It
No
doesn't
one
really.
I
It
actually
doesn't really
think
have any
that's actually
concrete
kind of
results.
my core problem with you, James. I actually
Mm.
think you take a fundamentally defeatist position, which is like,
No.
oh, okay, like theoretically, the Supreme Court's going to decide something. Can't do anything about that. Don't protest outside their house because that's like uncouth. And, you know, maybe like 10, 20 years down the line, we'll pack the courts and everything will be fine. I think that's a fundamentally
It-
defeatist position.
It doesn't take that long though, really. Like if we could flip.
When's the last
like,
time the
literally
Supreme Court got
tomorrow-
it? Do you actually know when the last time the Supreme Court got
It's been.
decided?
I believe it was under FDR. He was.
No, it
he
was not.
I think it was.
No, it was not.
He was threatening. I'm pretty sure
threatened
it was.
it, but it did not
Yeah,
happen.
he threatened. Yeah. Yes, you let me finish. He threatened. He threatened to add seats, and then that kind of persuaded the Supreme Court, whatever he was looking for. I think it was for legislation.
It was
or
the New
whatever, but
Deal.
yeah, he was.
It was
So
actually the
my
second
point.
portion of the New Deal.
So I'm not sure, has it ever been implemented? I'm not sure, but I knew that FDR threatened it, but I'm not sure if there
So
was
the last
actually-
time the Supreme Court was expanded was after the Civil War. I don't remember the exact year off the top of my head. I can go look it up. It's fine. Whatever. But no, it was not under FDR. FDR threatened it. It actually kind of backfired on him for a number of political reasons. Okay, but no, but it has been expanded, and I think it's great to know that that's feasible, right? And that's Yeah,
that's an option
150
that we can
years
do,
ago.
right? We can completely work towards that as a remedy for what's happened, right? I think that would be a more valid, like if you, Ellie, had a choice, right? Change the current situation today, right? And you had two options: one, to add seats to the Supreme Court, or two, to protest outside the judges' homes. What option would you take? You have
if I was God
protest-
Emperor, if I was God Emperor of the world, yeah, I would expand the Supreme Court. I'm not.
Right.
I
So
live
how
in-
is
I
how,
live-
how,
no,
you asked
James,
a question.
James.
Yeah,
Here's the thing. I live in reality. And so there is no like expanding the Supreme Court in the pipeline. Joe Biden doesn't even want to do it. And so
Yeah, I know.
then
Joe
what's the
Biden's a
lever
scumbag.
of
I
power
get it.
that we have? Well, it's
As
protesting.
we have to replace them,
It's
right?
putting-
We have to replace.
It's putting
Joe-
the fear of God into these
Protesting doesn't do
motherfuckers.
shit. The only thing that does shit is
So
is
what
if,
is-
if
no, the
Bernie Sanders
question-
would beat if Bernie Sanders
You are
would
so-
beat
I gave you a
Biden.
lot of time to speak. Okay. So what is the lever of power? If we can't replace Joe Biden's probably going to lose to
We can though.
if
We
John
can though.
Replace Joe Biden with who? That's actually what I want to know. Replace Joe Biden with who?
The next presidential primary? Just vote someone
Who?
else in
Who?
for the presidential
Who?
primary.
Who?
I liked Bernie last time. I voted for Bernie last time. I like. I'm not sure now. Elizabeth Warren seems decent.
So when is the next presidential election?
It's for a while. Obviously,
So
it's
we
for a
have
while,
to
but see,
wait.
what is
Americans have to
but-
wait 3 more years to get justice. Does this seem
Oh
sensible?
my God! 3 more years. Such a long time.
When you are pregnant,
I-
excuse me. Yeah, when you're pregnant. Of course. Are you kidding me? Holy
People-
shit.
Yeah,
Here's the thing, James. People are living their lives during that 3 years. And so when you have states making it illegal to travel out of state, to make it a criminal act, to travel out of state, to get basic reproductive health care, when you make it criminal to get an IUD of
yeah,
all
bullshit.
fucking things,
I-
it's absurd. And that's going to occur to a number of people
Mhm.
throughout that time period. That's
You know, when you're pregnant,
bad.
you get months. You get maybe 2 months to decide. So yeah, 3 years is a long time to destroy your life.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Here's the fun
carry
here's the
an
fun
unwanted
medical.
pregnancy
No, I am actually
terrible.
interrupting you at this point. James, here's a
No,
fun, like, women medical fact for you. You can actually go 3 to 4 months being pregnant and not even know you're pregnant. It's actually way more common than you think it is. And for a lot of women, that's terrifying. It's terrifying.
No, I get it. I'm not
No, I
anti-abortion.
don't think you
I'm
do.
just saying that.
I don't
Yeah,
think you get it.
I
I think you
do.
intellectually
I
get
think
it,
the solution.
but you don't
I
get it
think
in
our
your
solutions
bones.
are
Amazing.
different.
Amazing. Wow.
All right, I think this conversation's ran its course.
Yeah, I think I'm done. This is
I
just
agree. Well, all right. It was nice talking to you. But
It was
ultimately,
talking
let me
to
finish
you.
with this. We're not in disagreement with the heinousness of the issue. It's just our solutions are different. I think that
I think pregnant people
protesting
have
are
different. I think pregnant people have different positions, obviously. Than you're telling pregnant people to wait 3 years, suck it up, boo-hoo. I know those are words.
What's gonna happen, Tina? What's gonna happen, Tina? Is anything gonna happen in the 3 years? In 3 years, message me and let me know what these pregnant women did to change the course
They're
of
probably
Roe v.
gonna
Wade being
fucking
overturned.
die. Some of them are probably gonna fucking die
Hey,
from
and I
illegal
don't want
abortions. Why are you yelling at me? You're fucking.
I'm not yelling. I'm just saying.
You're literally yelling
not
at
yelling.
me, dude.
I'm not yelling.
Can you just kick this guy at this point?
Fucking done.
my-
Holy shit, that was insane. That was psycho. Sorry.
Like, my coda on that conversation, and I'm gonna paraphrase something Joan Robinson said writing about her critique of Marx, which was, and I'm gonna paraphrase this: you have feminism on your breath. I have it in my bones.
Yep.
Okay?
Dude, I never thought that a so-called leftist would tell women to suck it up for 3 years. What's gonna happen in 3? That's fucking.
In
Woo.
Oklahoma, they're arresting women quite literally today. Like, they're literally arresting women for having miscarriages. It's
Disgusting.
psychotic.
So insane, dude. Do you think any actions would start without public outrage? You're not allowed to get angry. You have to keep that anger only for the voting box. And if you get pregnant somehow within those couple years, or even lose a baby by accident, well, suck it up. He'd linked a right-wing video, yeah. But he's a leftist, but linked BLM rioting, burning down cities video, but a leftist.
I know it was super petty, but I was not gonna allow him to, like, describe, like, be called left the entire time.
I know,
was not
no, that
gonna
was
allow it.
funny. I'm glad you did that. I was just like